if you're running your business off spreadsheets, or you find you've got one list of contacts in your phone, another one in your email system, and a third one in your accounting software, but none of them match, you're probably running a lot less efficiently than you could. And if you'd like to simplify that, this video is for you. I'm going to go through the big picture on how to think about your technology and how to get it all integrated, and share with you the 3 biggest mistakes people make when looking at technology and systems within the business. Let's check it out. From a systems and technology point of view, it's a damn exciting time for businesses, because what used to be only available to the big end of town, major corporations, is now available to anyone. And again, you can look at massive solutions to technology if you want, but you don't have to. You can look at just little bits that you might want to add into your business that can make things run a lot better. So let's take a look at the big picture to start with. Understanding the big picture and all the components that you ideally want to have working together can help you to see either what it needs to look like for you at the end point, and you may want to go there immediately, or you might just be able to see, okay, here's where we need to focus first, second and third, and so on. So let's take a look at this map that I've drawn out. A few different areas that we need to look at. So the first one right in the middle is CRM, and CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. And this is where you keep all the contact details, all the preferences, communication history of your customers and prospects. And it really is the central point of all your information systems. On that, you can see I've got email and mobile tacked on the side there. That is, what is your email solution that you're sending everyday emails with? And likewise, having those contacts synchronized with your mobile devices is also important, how you think about that. Whether your CRM you go with actually has an app on your phone you can go to, or you find a way to sync your contacts on your phone and mobile devices with your CRM. Either way you look at it, that's a critical component. What we're looking to avoid here is having multiple databases, like having some contacts on your phone, having some in your email system, having some in a CRM or in a spreadsheet, having some in an email database, having some in accounting software. We want to eliminate all that. We want to have all contacts always up to date, always across the different areas that we need information. So the key information, points of information, as I mentioned, around CRM. Then you've got, starting at the beginning, we've got email marketing. So email marketing is different to your regular emails. Email marketing is where you're sending out bulk emails, either to your whole database or to sections of your database. So an email marketing solution allows you to track open rates, levels of engagement, click-throughs. You can see who's doing what, and also allows you to segment who you're sending what to, so you can customize the messages that you're sending through. So it's email marketing. Then ideally, once you email market, there's some opportunities arise in sales, and so the sales component is the ability to track where people are at in your sales process. So you can track conversion rates, what needs to happen next with different opportunities, and you can see where people might be falling off your sales process. It gives you visibility of your pipeline. So ideally, you're able to print out or see on the screen exactly who you've got in the opportunities, and ideally what the dollar value is. So it can give you a real finger on the pulse touches to your pipeline. Then we've got operations, and operations is whatever you're in business to do. If you're a plumber, it's how do you keep track of all your jobs, how do you do the scheduling. If you're an HR company, how do you manage a team across a client project? So it's really just how do you organise the jobs or the work that you're in business to do. Then the accounting is obviously the accounting side. How do you invoice? How do you track accounts receivables, payments, costs aligned to jobs? So you've got all the numbers at your disposal, and so you can make good decisions about your business. And the last one I've got here in a different colour in green is the website. If you have e-commerce, or you're taking inquiries, or you have customers logging on to your website in some way, shape or form, having, again, that integrated is an important thing to consider. So there's a lot there, right? There's a lot of different moving parts that you want to think about in terms of thinking about what software or technology solutions you're going to look at. Now, how do you think about it? Well, right now you might have one or two of these covered off, and maybe they integrate well, or maybe they don't. You really want to think about what are the components here that are critical to you running your business well. Perhaps you're retail and you don't need a sales pipeline per se, but you need a good POS system, which would be this and this. They would need to integrate well. If you are a B2B type business and deal with long sales cycles, and you need to nurture people over time to build relationships, these are going to be critical. So it really depends on your business. And if I was to think about or suggest a way that you want to approach either an all-in-one or having different solutions that all speak to each other, it's certainly no general answer that covers all. But if I was to give one, I would say that you probably want to find a solution that covers the CRM, operations and sales all in one, because there's a lot of solutions that do that well, particularly industry specific type things. The trades have got some good systems out there. Professional services have got some good solutions out there, and you can normally find quite a few options that cover off those three. And the reason I say that is it's very easy to find a great accounting software that can bolt onto most cloud-based solutions. Same with email marketing. It's quite easy to find good, robust email marketing solutions that can bolt on through cloud interfaces. And the other reason for that is that to find a bit of software that does all of this really well is usually hard to find. Some of them, they fall down in different areas. Whereas these two, there are good solutions out there, and there's plenty of options for some that do this. And the last consideration would be how you build your website. Again, there are platforms out there today that integrate very well with all of these other components. So what are the three biggest mistakes that people make? Well, the first one is using their accounting system as the center point for their technology solution. And that is a common mistake, because probably the first one you need is an accounting solution so you can keep track of all the numbers. And your accountant, if they're doing their job right, has advised you along that path. And I would agree, sort of. I would say CRM is equally important. But generally when you get started, you get that advice about how you set your business up. This topic doesn't always come up, but it should. So that's the first mistake, is making the accounting the center point and making that essentially the CRM. At accounting, I haven't found an accounting solution yet that does a great job at CRM. The second biggest mistake is not having these speak to each other. So not thinking about how it needs to look in the end, and sort of doing it piecemeal without the big picture in mind. So, we've sort of covered off on that, the big picture and understanding how they should integrate. The goal that you're looking for is that you put one point of data entry in, like let's say I put a new contact in my mobile phone, and that then integrates with the rest. So you don't have to go and manually do things. The third biggest mistake that people make is, you can see there's quite a few moving parts here. They tend to make it more complex than it needs to be. So it is possible to find a different solution, an independent solution for each of these things that do them really well, and find ways to have them talk to each other. That is possible, and sometimes that can be a good idea if you have either the skills yourself or within your team to manage all that. If you start to work with a lot of unrelated apps and get them to talk to each other, eventually something's going to break, and when it does, it can create chaos. So the more connections you've got going on, the more chance there is for something to break. So I'm a fan of having less external things. Probably the way I outlined it is the best, is having these three, or this stuff all taken care of, and these as separate bolt-ons. That can work. You start to get more removed from that, and it certainly can work, but there's more chance of something going wrong. When you do look for independent solutions that you want to speak to each other, these days, a lot of them come out of the box, being able to speak to the major ones out there. And if you're using something that doesn't have a built-in integration, then there are services like Zapier out there that can talk to thousands of different cloud-based solutions and get them to talk to each other. Again, these things aren't perfect, they can break, so you've got to sort of know what you're doing. If you don't have the skills, or you don't have the skills internally in your team, there are cloud integrators out there that can advise you and help set these things up. But keep it simple, as simple as you can. It needs the level of complexity that can do what you need to do, and you want to certainly take that in mind, but then come back to how absolutely simple can it be to still do the job well. It's kind of conflicting thoughts, but that'll bring you to a balance point for the right way to think about it for yourself. So there you have it. Look, it can be a little overwhelming and a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, once you sit down and put some thought to it and understand what you really need and how to start simply, it really can be a step-by-step process. And if in doubt, reach out to someone and get some help. Certainly we can advise you there, or to reach out to a cloud integrator and get the job done. Thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions, please put them below. Happy to communicate with you and give you some further thoughts. And of course, if you'd like to have access or notification of more fantastic videos like this, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel just down there. Thanks for watching. Make it a great day.